Good morning, Emma. Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for the opportunity. I've really been looking forward to this conversation.
Let's begin with the basics. Can you tell me a bit about yourself and what led you to apply for this position?
Absolutely. I recently graduated with a degree in communications. During college, I worked part-time at a local bookstore where I discovered a strong interest in customer service. I really enjoyed helping people find what they needed, resolving small issues, and making sure they left satisfied. I'm now looking for a full-time opportunity where I can apply those experiences, continue learning, and grow within a customer-focused team like yours.
Why customer service? There are so many directions a communication degree can take.
That's a great question. While I do enjoy many aspects of communication, customer service stood out because of the human connection. I like being someone people can rely on when they're frustrated or confused. I find it fulfilling to listen, understand someone's problem, and guide them to a solution that leaves them feeling respected. I also love that no 2 days are the same. Every interaction teaches you something new.
What do you know about our company specifically?
I've spent time reading about your company culture and your strong reputation in customer service. I was impressed by your recent expansion into mobile-first solutions and how your app was recognized for ease of use. I also read some customer reviews that mentioned how your support team really takes the time to help. That stood out to me because it reflects a company culture that aligns with my own values.
Let's say a customer is clearly upset and raising their voice at you. How would you handle that?
First, I'd stay calm and let them speak without interrupting. It's important to allow them to express their frustration. Once I understand their concern, I'd acknowledge their feelings and reassure them that I'm here to help. I'd look for a solution within my ability and, if necessary, escalate the issue to someone better positioned to resolve it. The goal would be to de-escalate the tension and show that I genuinely care about their experience.
And if the customer starts becoming verbally abusive or disrespectful?
I believe there's a line between frustration and inappropriate behavior. If the conversation crosses that line, I would remain calm and polite, but I'd also set boundaries respectfully. I'd let them know that I want to help, but that we need to keep the conversation respectful. If it continues, I'd follow the company's escalation protocol and involve a supervisor.
Can you give me an example of a time you handled a real customer issue under pressure?
Certainly. At the bookstore during finals week, we had a textbook shortage and long lines. One customer was angry that their reserved book had been accidentally sold. I apologized sincerely, contacted nearby branches, and found one copy in stock. I arranged for it to be held, gave the customer directions, and even followed up the next day. They were still frustrated, but they appreciated the effort and left calmer than when they came in.
What did you take away from that experience?
That effort matters. Even if we can't solve the problem 100%, how we treat the customer makes a difference. Transparency, ownership, and empathy go a long way.
Let's shift to multitasking. Imagine you're in the middle of processing a return, but two more customers are waiting and the phone starts ringing. What do you do?
I'd quickly assess the situation. First, I'd politely inform the customer I'm helping that I'll complete the return as quickly as possible. Then I acknowledge the waiting customers with eye contact or a quick, "I'll be right with you." If there's a way to pause briefly and answer the call with a greeting and hold request, I do that. It's about managing the customer's expectations while keeping the flow moving. Prioritization and communication are key.
Customer service roles can be stressful. How do you handle stress personally?
I try to stay present and not let the situation overwhelm me. I focus on what I can control, one step at a time. I've also learned to manage my energy. If I start feeling mentally fatigued, even a deep breath or moment of pause helps. After work, I reflect on how I handled things so I can improve next time.
In your opinion, what makes customer service excellent, not just acceptable?
Excellent customer service is proactive, not reactive. It means anticipating needs, solving problems with empathy, and making the customer feel like more than a number. It's about consistency, treating every interaction like it matters, even if it's the 50th one of the day.
What would you say are your strongest qualities for this position?
I'm a strong communicator, a patient listener, and I stay calm under pressure. I'm also detail-oriented, which helps reduce mistakes. I love learning and take feedback seriously, which means I improve quickly.
And what's one area you're working to improve?
I sometimes hesitate to ask for help right away if I'm unsure because I don't want to appear unprepared. But I've learned that asking early is more efficient and responsible. So now I speak up quicker and view it as a learning opportunity.
Suppose a customer asks you something and you truly don't know the answer. How do you handle that?
I'd let them know that I want to give them the correct information and that I'll check with someone who can help. I'd stay with them if possible and follow through promptly. Customers respect honesty and appreciate follow-up more than vague or incorrect answers.
Where do you see yourself in a couple of years?
I hope to grow within the company, ideally into a team lead or training role. I love the idea of mentoring others and contributing to a strong service culture. I also want to deepen my knowledge in areas like CRM systems or even customer insights and analytics.
Suppose a customer is yelling, demanding a refund that clearly violates policy. What's your next move?
I'd remain calm and explain the policy clearly, making sure they understand that I'm not trying to be difficult, but that we have guidelines. I'd offer alternative solutions, such as store credit if available, or escalate to a supervisor if the situation isn't resolving. At every step, I'd maintain a respectful tone and avoid power struggles.
That's a good approach. So, finally, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, thank you. I'd love to hear more about your onboarding and training process for new hires. Also, what does success look like in this role after the first 90 days?
Great questions. We start with a 2-week training program, part classroom style, part hands-on, and then you'll shadow a senior rep for your first few shifts. Success in your first 90 days would look like mastering the core systems, consistently hitting response time goals, and showing solid customer feedback.
That sounds like a great environment for learning. Thank you so much for explaining that.
Thank you, Emma. I really appreciate your time and thoughtful responses today.
Thank you as well, Mr. Thomas. I enjoyed speaking with you and learning more about the role.